Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my 2025 MLB Record Prediction video. I figured since the season technically kicked off this morning with the Cubs and Dodgers in Japan, this would be a good time to make the video. And if you didn't know that the Cubs and Dodgers were playing at 5 o'clock in the morning, don't panic because they also play tomorrow at 5:10 a.m. Central Time. I don't know where you live. Couple of plugs before we hop into it. Don't forget to use code Wyatt's World on G Fuel, Waggle Golf, or Prize Picks. By using my codes on G Fuel or Waggle, you'll save a discount on any of their products. And by using it at sign up on Prize Picks, you're going to guarantee yourself to win a free $50 with your first $5 entry. Also, if you guys didn't know, much like the NFL seasonal prediction, there is MLB seasonal predictions, which I guess NFL seasons are already opened up. But if you're at all interested in MLB seasonal predictions, they have pitcher strikeouts, home runs, wins, hits, RBIs, ERA, triples. They'll probably even add a few more right at the end. However, always remember to play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Okay, so here we are at today's list. As you can see, I have it divided up by wins, and then I'll be dragging and dropping teams where I think they belong. So starting off, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks. I will throw them at 88 wins. I got them being just about as good as they were last year. I can't even lie, I'm not really invested into this team at all outside of Corbin Carroll, who I really hope turns it around, but I do want to thank you guys for taking Josh Naylor out of Cleveland finally. They'll be playoff contenders, they'll have an entertaining season, and if you're a baseball fan, to be honest, that's all you can really ask for. Now moving on, we got the Braves, 93. Acuna's due back in mid-May as of now, and Strider returned yesterday and absolutely dominated, striking out 6 guys like it was nothing. One of the most dominant teams in baseball, and they're really close to getting their key pieces back, man. They're deadly. Now we got the Orioles. 94, dude. I think they're gonna be really fucking good. At least I hope they are. Telling you right now, anybody who shit on Jackson Holiday, you are gonna be a miserable human being this year. That kid starts to rake, dude. They are going to have such an unbelievably young and good foundation to that team. It's not going to be fair. Now we've got the Red Sox, 85. They should definitely see some improvement this year, man. They picked up Alex Bregman. If you're asking me, that's a pretty big move. But their division's going to be competitive, and there's going to be no easy series for them. Now moving on, we have the Cubs. I'm going to go a low-key 86 here. I actually like that they got Kyle Tucker and got rid of Cody Bellinger. I mean, I don't love that they got rid of Cody Bellinger, but it's a good replacement. I think Shia Suzuki, I don't know if I said that right. He's going to continue to progress, and he's already a really good player. They don't have the most motivating rotation, I would say, but it's not bad. I'm expecting them to be better than what they were last year, too. Probably just not by an extravagant amount. And now we've got the Chicago White Sox. 50. That might be generous, dude. They legitimately look like one of the worst teams I've ever seen. I'm just wondering how the fuck they ended up in this position. Was it because they invested in all the wrong guys a few years back? Or like seriously, how are they this dead in the water? Now we've got the Cincinnati Reds. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm missing something here. I'm throwing you guys at like 73 wins, honestly. I think your roster outside of Ellie looks like shit. I do think Hunter Green is starting to look a lot better, and that's obviously looking up for you guys in the rotation, but Hunter Green is only going to be able to play, what, one every 5 games? I just think it's going to be a long summer in Cincinnati. Now we've got the Guardians, 82. They still have good players, don't get me wrong. Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan. That Kyle Manzardo guy isn't half bad. I just don't think they'll be in the 90 column again because they shouldn't have been in the 90s last year. They were the luckiest team in baseball for like 2 months straight. Now we've got the Rockies, 58. I think the only person I can name on their team is Chris Bryant, and he hasn't been good for 3 years. Is Kyle Freeland still on their team? He's been a pitcher there forever, has about a 5 ERA in his career because nobody can pitch good there. If you didn't know, it's just not a pitcher's park. The elevation just causes the balls to fucking fly. Now moving on, we have the Tigers. I'll go 84. You know, other than Javier Baez pretty much being your worst investment ever, you guys have put together a pretty good squad, and I think you've got a lot of young talent like Riley Green. Parker Meadows doesn't seem to be too bad. I think Torkelson might be ass. But you've got a good little roster there, and the division you're playing in is not going to be very good. And yes, I still plan to honor last year's bet and go to Detroit eventually. Now we've got the Astros, 89. They're still going to be good. They're probably still going to win the division. They still have their keys. They have Altuve. They have Yordan. They traded for Christian Walker. Still have some pitchers in Valdez, Luis Garcia. Josh Hader is their closer. Like, they're going to be fine. Although I will say Josh Hader is not as good as he once was. Now moving on, we got the Royals, 88. They'll probably win the Central. I don't think their roster is as loaded as Bobby Witt makes them seem, but I have said this time and time again, even over Ohtani, I am picking Bobby Witt if I have to pick the first person overall in baseball and I'm building a new team. And I'm not even thinking twice about it. They got him, and they still got Salvador Perez, who is always probably going to be elite. Vinny Pasquantino ain't half bad. Maikel Garcia, I don't think is going to be that bad. Pitching probably won't be the best, but they'll have the offense to put up runs. Now moving on, we got the Angels. I got them at 70 wins. They're not going to be good. They'll be somewhat entertaining until Mike Trout inevitably gets hurt, and then they're going to be right down the shitter like always. I like the addition of Jorge Soler, I guess, but he's not going to drag you out of the mud. Also, what happened to Anthony Rendon? I don't think he's playing this year, and by the way, that's probably only going to help you. Now we got the Dodgers, 100 wins. I mean, they're probably the only team I'll predict to get 100 wins. Dude, it's not even fair. Yamamoto, Ohtani, Blake Snell, Glasnow, Teoscar Hernandez, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. It's a fucking all-star team. It's stupid. That'll bring us to the Marlins. I'll go 65. I looked at their roster, and outside of Sandy Alcantara, I had absolutely no idea what the fuck I was looking at. Remember when you guys traded us Pablo Lopez for Luis Arias, and then you got rid of him like less than 2 years later? That was hilarious. Now we got the Brewers. I'm gonna go 88. I see people having them a lot lower than that. I don't agree with it. They still have a good roster. Yelich is still elite. Jackson Churio's good. Garrett Mitchell's good. Bryce Turang isn't bad. Like, their entire roster, I feel, bats above fucking 250. Pitching, yeah, I'm not sure how great that'll be. And that'll bring us to the Twins. 78. They're not gonna be good. I don't care if I'm being a negative fan or not. Did you see the collapse last year? Did you see who already got hurt this year? Royce Lewis. The Pohlads are the cheapest fucking owners, and when we go off-season after off-season after off-season, not spending any money and just assuming if we're healthy, which we'll never be, that's the answer. It's fucking not. Who are we? Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys? Fuck off, Twins. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Now moving on, we got the Mets. I'll go 92. Adding Juan Soto to that offense is going to be absolutely ridiculous. You got Pete Alonso, who stayed there, Francisco Lindor. Tyrone Taylor's a good player. Jesse Winker's a good player. Darling fucking Marte is still slugging it. The rotation might not be perfect, but fuck the pitching, they'll just outscore you. Now moving on, we have the Yankees. 90. They're still going to be elite. Yeah, they don't have Juan Soto, but they added Paul Goldschmidt. They added Cody Bellinger. They added Max Fried to the rotation from Atlanta. I would love to be a Yankee or a Dodger fan, honestly, but I just don't support terrorists. Now moving on, we got the A's. And this is going to be kind of ridiculously high for some people. It's not going to be like up here or anything, but I think they're going to win like 77 games. Dude, they're not that bad. They have offense. They have Brent Rooker. They have Lawrence Butler. They have JJ Bleday. They got Gio Urshela, who's a consistent player. They added a pitcher too, not the best, but the guy from the Yankees a couple years ago, Luis Severino. Like, they will be a competing MLB team. They're not going to be the shit-ass bottom of the barrel. That'll bring us to the Phillies. 97. They are going to be dogs. Pretty damn good rotation. Elite lineup. Bryce Harper is one of my favorite players of all time. Just I really hope you guys enjoy Max Kepler, because you are going to want to rip the hair out of your fucking head. Tell you right now, at some point, probably early on in the season, he's going to go on an absolute tear where he bats like 350 and hits 5 home runs in a span of 7 games. And you guys are going to think you won the lottery with them, and then you just wait. Just fucking wait! Now we got the Pirates. 81. They'll most certainly be better than they were last year. They got Paul Skeens, who is going to take over the game of baseball himself. O'Neal Cruz, who is one of the biggest freaks of nature I've ever watched. Brian Reynolds, a good player. McCutchen can still play. They added Tommy Pham, which I know you guys might roll your eyes. He has been a consistent player all throughout his career. Joey Barton didn't seem to be a bad catcher for you guys at all last year. If you guys can put up the runs, and what I mean by runs, you know, a consistent 3 to 4 a game, you guys will be a 500 team. Now we got the Padres. I'm gonna go 93, right? What they finished with last year. Their team is so fucking good too. Just an all-star lineup, pretty damn good pitching. When they added Luis Arias, that was actually a lot more deadly than people thought, dude. I mean, Twins players already know. That guy is one of the freakiest hitters you will ever watch. It's like balls come at him in slow motion. He doesn't strike out. Now moving on, we have the Giants, 78 wins, pretty unmotivating roster. Matter of fact, I think I can only name about 3 people on the entire thing. Moving on, now we got the Mariners. I'm gonna go 87 because I want them to be very good. The Twins didn't exist, I would be a Mariners fan, but unfortunately, I'm just stuck in hell. I think they're a classic team. I often like their players. As a matter of fact, I think Julio Rodriguez is the knight in shining armor of the league. That man is going to win both the AL and NL MVP this year because he is gonna do so fucking good that they have no idea what to even do. Now moving on, we got the Cardinals. 82. They'll be okay. I mean, they lost goalie, which is gonna hurt, but they still got Nolan Arenado, who's good. Pitching will be fine. Their competition will truly be the Brewers. I think they'll split a bunch with the Cubs. I don't got much more to say. Now we got the Rays. I'll go 79. They're in a brutal division to be playing in. I don't think their team is absolutely horrible or anything like that. McClanahan, he's a good pitcher. Yandy Diaz, he's a great hitter. Wander Franco, I'm just kidding, that's too far. It's not a bad organization, but it's also kind of a disappointment seeing as what they were doing a few years ago, you know, when they were red hot. And now their team kind of looks unrecognizable compared to what they were. Moving on, we got the Texas Rangers. They're gonna bounce back. I'll go 86. Wyatt Langford's gonna be a fucking monster for one. But they got Simeon, they got Seager, they got Josh Jung. Jake Berger's a good player. Like, they got power, they got pop, they can put up runs. Now we got the Blue Jays. I'll go another 79. Just a tough division. I don't hate their roster. Bo Bichette and George Springer got to pull their heads out of their asses, but Vladdy's gonna continue to go off. Think this is a contract year for him, not that he wouldn't go off fucking anyway. The guy's elite. And they also did get Max Scherzer, but there's something going on with his thumb, so nobody really knows when he is gonna be able to actually play. And now moving on, we have the Nationals. I'll go 71 wins. They have a couple names on their team that I'm interested in, like Dylan Cruz and Brady House whenever he begins to play. And they also have potential in guys like CJ Abrams too. It's just that they're not a good team and there's no way around it. They could potentially be good in upcoming years. Just this year, I'd be a betting man they're gonna be well below 500. And that is going to be all, ladies and gentlemen, for my 2025 MLB record prediction video. As always, let me know in the comments where you guys agree and disagree with me. And if you did enjoy this video, please feel free to show any support because you know I appreciate any and all help. In the meantime, I'm going to get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. And as always, I will see you in the next video.